you mentioned how ESADE, you had group speakers and whatnot. Is there anything specific about the ESADE program that helped you, set up your business, right? Your entrepreneurial path. Was there any specific classes, specific teachers that, let's say, if I want to go to, yes, Sarah, if I want to go to another school that's in Europe, what about ESADE really kind of stood out, at least for your experience? I know our students would like to.
Well, of course, I don't know other programs, but I know ESADE, it's #1 MBA in Europe for entrepreneurship. So that might be something. And in my case, ESADE is not my feeling is not as competitive as other, like the classic American MBA, and you don't have like this consulting or fintech classes. It's more tech, is more more open to other. The mindset is different. I don't know. In terms of classes, well, I had entrepreneurship, behavioral economics, creativity. All those classes help you to go in all this process of validation and learn how to raise a business. So at the end, you have all the material needed to do it. You should only have the gut and the willingness to do it, but compared to other programs, I don't know. At the end, I found there everything I needed during the MBA, and of course after with the accelerator program, that we learn a lot there, and we were also one of the best programs, and that there were 40 startups, and we finished, I think, 3rd or 4th out of 40. So we did really well, and that opened us the door here also in the startup ecosystem.
Sure. Could you tell us a little bit about more what that accelerator program is? Is that something that if you're halfway through your program, you're able to apply to it? Is it run by professors, by other VCs? Could you give us a little bit of insight as far as what that's all about?
Sure. Yeah, it's run by professors, by Professor Jan Brinkman, entrepreneurship professor from the MBA. And if you are or were an ESADE alumni student, you can do the program for free. At the end, you apply, you share your idea, and it's a 3-4 month process where we have unfortunately we had to do it online, right? But we have guest speakers every day. Then you can book a session with mentors to help you with the whole process. And at the end, you present your progress, and well, the best startups or projects are able to present the idea to investors, angel investors, VCs. So at the end, it was a really good point of starts for us, because we started the idea in May, and I think the program started 3-4 weeks after, and it lasts until October. So at the end, for us, it was super helpful, and it was nice to have a weekly checkpoint with mentors to see if we were doing things right. During this validation process that is crucial. If you don't do things right there, you might have to pivot later, and might be too hard, to manage.
Sure. No, that's great. They offer that. You hit on the culture. Let's talk a little bit about the ESADE culture. Again, I know that you haven't done MBAs at other programs, but at least, could you hit on it a bit, and maybe there's nothing more to add, but you said that some other schools might feel a little bit more competitive, or like you said, consultant based, etc. What's kind of the vibe, the onda, as we say, that you tell someone they come to ESADE, what should they be experiencing as far as kind of what the culture is with the cohort and the students?
So I can give you an example that they always said at school. Imagine that you are applying to Amazon, and to the MBA program at Amazon, and what happened with ESADE is one person came out of the interview and was helping the others. Hey, yeah, they asked me this and that and that. Prepare this question this way and the other. So everybody's helpful, and there's a big collaborative spirit, you know. And they mentioned that as a core value, but it's actually true. And what they said is in other MBAs, like, no, I'm. I did my interview. I'm not sharing my knowledge with you. We are competing, you know, for this position. That's what they said, especially in you know, the classic MBA in the US, and it was not the case here. And that was one of the teamwork and collaborative spirit. It's one of the values that that ESADE, you know, claim, and that's what I found definitely when I was doing the program. Yeah, and also it's a pre-international program, so it's from, first of all, it's a small program, 200 students, and only 4 or 5 people from Spain. So it's pretty international. Wow. Yeah. So at the end is a lot of teamwork, collaborative spirit in an international environment. Super cool. And at the end, 200 students, you know, all of them. Batches in the US, school in the US or other part of Europe, you know, if the batch is, the size of the batch is 500, 600 students, you don't know all of them. Sure. So that we have this feeling of family, you know. Good. And that's amazing. Yeah.
It's important. It's important, especially when, and also being so international, everyone, it becomes your family, right? You know, when you're not, when you're not home, you kind of have to lean on each other. So yeah, that's a very cool feeling. I'm glad that that you got that experience. Yeah. So, you know, let's go ahead and go with this question as well. What do you think, you know, was one of the biggest challenges or opportunities you saw coming from Argentina, from Latin America, and going to Europe, right? Obviously the language thing isn't that big of a deal. Yeah. But is there anything that you can remember kind of, or when you first started and got into your first class, etc.? Was it anything like either just living in Barcelona or anything that was very different from what you were accustomed to here in Argentina?
Honestly, in terms of challenges, no. I think that we have a lot of opportunities. Challenges, I don't know. In finances classes, they use always example of Argentina as, don't do this, don't do that. Yeah. But yeah, but no, the opportunities for LATAM candidates, many. I know that maybe the MBA dream is to go to the US, but I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people in Latin America with a European citizenship. So coming here to, you know, to pivot their career and maybe change and to go to another type of company or another position or work in another country, if they are citizens here in Europe, it might be super easy compared to the US, where you have to apply for a working visa, and that might, you know, take long or not able to. So that's a big opportunity. Of course, the language. I mean, I don't speak Catalan. I thought that might be a challenge. I thought they spoke more Spanish here, but they speak Catalan a lot. Yeah. So. Okay. But you can handle it. Of course, you can handle it. And international companies, they speak English as main language. So, but long story short, I think that there is a big opportunity for LATAM candidates to come to Spain in general. There are really big and good business schools, but also ESADE, especially, and that's the case I know, of course. Being this international, there are big opportunities for people from Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, Uruguay. You know, from our batch, I think there were like 15 people from Colombia, 5, 6 from Peru, 15 from Brazil. So a high percentage of our batch was from Latin America, and that was great.
Great. So were you the asador at the parties?
No. No, we got.
For those that don't know, the asador is the king of the grill, right? Yeah, which is
No.
which is a very important position. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a really good chef, but I don't do asados. There were always someone doing asado for me and all my groups of friends and everything. And there is one guy from Tucumán,
Yeah.
so he was doing the asados. Yeah.
Had to ask.